Hello guys, how are you all? So welcome to my channel Cracking IELTS 9.0. So today I am back with a new passage. As you can see, the passage says adapting to the effects of climate change. This is Cambridge 20, test 4, passage number 2. So this is last but one passage in this series. So as you can see on your right hand side, you have different types of questions, right? So the first set of question is match the information. Okay, so you have a lot of statements here, and you have to match which statement is matching to which paragraph. Okay, and then you have one word answers. Here you have to. This is like fill in the blanks. This is another set, and coming to the last set, that is matching the people. Okay, so yeah. I request you guys to watch the whole video carefully because I'll be giving away a lot of tips and tricks on how to crack these IELTS reading module. Okay, so there are different strategies for different types of questions. So please follow me carefully. Okay, right now the first set of questions is matching the information, like which paragraph contains the following information. It means you have to read these questions and you have to find out where is this in the whole passage. Okay. Now, what would be your strategy? Can you guess? So, if I follow this strategy, like reading the question number 14, okay, and search for that in the whole passage from A to F, if I do that, will that be an effective strategy? Again, come to question number 15, search for that question in the whole passage again. If I follow this strategy, then it will waste a lot of time, you know. So reading each and every question, coming to the passage and searching for that question, it will waste a lot of time. So I cannot do that, right? So I want to save my time. So what should be my strategy? So my strategy is a reverse technique, you know. It means I'll read the paragraph A and I'll see whether A is matching with any one of these questions. Okay. And then I'll read paragraph B and I'll see whether B is matching with any one of these. So in this way, I'll complete reading the whole paragraph and I'll get the answers for all of this. Okay. And once I complete this section, it will be easy for me to answer the next sections because I will be reading the whole passage till then. Okay. By the time I complete all these four questions, I'll be reading the whole passage. So it will be very easy for me to answer the next set of questions. Okay. I mean this one. Okay. Yes. So let's follow this strategy and let us see how good we are. Okay. Right. Now let us read paragraph A. Now, all around the world, nations actually, yeah, so reading A and coming to the question, that is our strategy, right? Now, all around the world, nations are already preparing for and adapting to climate change and its impacts. Even if we stopped all CO2 emissions tomorrow, we would continue to see the impact of CO2 already released since industrial times, with scientists forecasting that global warming would continue for around 40 years. Okay. In the meantime, ice caps would continue to melt and sea levels rise. Some countries and regions will suffer more extreme impact from these changes than others. It's in these places that innovation is thriving. Okay, all right. So in this paragraph, we discussed about the global warming and CO2 emissions. Let us see if anything is matching. Okay. How a type of plant functions as a natural protection for coastal lines. Okay. Did he discuss about any type of plant and how it protects the coastlines here? No, right? Nothing is discussed in this paragraph. So, okay, let us move to the next one. A prediction about how long it could take to stop noticing the effects of climate change. Okay. Okay, I think here we have a prediction. Yes. Prediction means so how long it takes. How long it takes means some time period, right? Maybe years or months like this. Now read this, guys. Even if we stopped all CO2 emissions tomorrow, we would continue to see the impact of the CO2 already released since the industrial times. Okay, with scientists forecasting that global warming would continue for around 40 years. Yes, this is the prediction, right? This is a prediction, and he told how long it takes, guys. It takes around 40 years to for what to stop noticing the effects of climate change. Okay, so in the paragraph, he says even if we stop, okay, emitting CO2 tomorrow, still it would take 40 years for us, okay, to clear all that CO2, which is already released in the atmosphere. Right? Yes. So 15th one is exactly matching, guys, because here he gave a prediction and he said it takes 40 years to stop noting the effects of climate change. Yes. So I'm satisfied with that, and 15th one should be A. Okay. So let me just change the color. Yeah. Yes, guys. And also I'll increase the font size for you. Okay. Right. Now, next one. Okay, let us move to B. Okay, this is how we have to get the answers. Okay. Okay. So in Miami Beach, Florida, USA, seawater isn't just breaching the island city walls, it's seeping up through the ground. So the only way to save the city is to lift it up above the sea level. Starting in the lowest and most vulnerable neighborhoods, roads have been raised by as much as 61 centimeters. The elevation work was carried out as part of Miami Beach's ambitious but much needed stormwater management program. In addition to the road adaptations, the city has set up new pumps that can remove up to 75,000 liters of water per minute. In the face of floods, climate mitigation strategies have often been overlooked, says Yanira Pineda. Okay, a senior sustainability coordinator. She knows that they are essential and that the job is far from over. We know that in 20, 30, 40 years, we'll need to go back in there and adjust to the changing environment, she says. Okay, good, sir. Okay, we read about Miami Beach, Florida now. Okay, right. Now, how what type of plant functions as a natural protection? Did we read anything about a type of plant in here? No, right? Nothing is discussed. Then, a reference to the fact that a solution is particularly cost effective. Okay, did he talk about any cost effectiveness here? Cost effective, like in terms of money. This will be cheaper, okay, like that. No, he did not discuss anything like that. Okay. Then, a mention of technology used to locate areas most in need of intervention. Now, he is talking about some technology. Did she talk about any technology here? Nothing is mentioned. No technology I have read here. Okay. So B is not matching with the remaining answers. So let us move to the next paragraph, that is C. Okay. Let us read C now. Okay. Sea walls are a staple strategy for many coastal communities, but on the soft, muddy northern shores of Java, Indonesia, they frequently collapse, further exacerbating the coastal erosion. There have been many attempts to restore the island's coastal mangroves, ecosystems of trees and shrubs that help defend coastal areas by trapping sediment in their net like root systems, elevating the seabed, and dampening the energy of waves and tidal currents. But Susanna Toll of not-for-profit organization Wetlands International says that while hugely popular, the majority of mangrove planting projects fail. So Wetlands International started out with a different approach. Building semi-permeable dams made the bamboo poles and brushwood to mimic the role of mangrove roots and create favorable conditions for mangroves to go back naturally. The program has seen moderate success, mainly in areas with less subsidence. Okay, unfortunately, the traditional infrastructure is often single solution focused, says Toll. For long-term success, it's critical that we transition towards multifunctional approaches that embed natural processes and that engage and benefit communities and local decision makers. Okay, good, good. Now, guys, so yes, let us read the first one. How a type of plant functions as a natural protection for coastlines. Okay, Now, did he talk about any type of plant here which is protecting the coastlines? Yes, sir. He spoke about that. What is that? Now read this sentence. There have been many attempts to restore the island's coastal mangroves. Yes, sir. Mangroves is the type of plant. Okay. Ecosystems of trees and shrubs that help defend coastal areas by trapping the sediment in their root systems. Defending means protection. Protecting the coastal areas. Yes, sir. That's what he said. Natural protection for coastlines, elevating the seabed and dampening the energy of waves and tidal currents. Yes, sir. This sentence, second sentence has the answer. Yes. 14th one is exactly matching with C. So what should be the answer, guys? It should be C, right? Okay, C is my answer here. Good. Good. We got two answers. So let us move to the next paragraph, which is D. Okay. Right. Now, as the flood waters rose in the rice fields of Mekong Delta in September 2018, four small houses rose with them. Homes in this part of Vietnam are traditionally built on slits, but these ones had been built to float. The modifications were made by the Brilliant Foundation Project, a not for profit organization that has been searching and retrofitting amphibious houses since 2006. When I started this, explains the founder Elizabeth English, climate change was not on tip of everybody's tongue. But this technology is becoming necessary in places that didn't previously need it. It's much cheaper and permanently elevating houses, English explains, about a third of what it would cost to completely replace a building's foundations. It also avoids the problem of taller houses being at greater risk from wind damage. Another plus comes from the fact that amphibious structures can be sensitively adapted to meet natural needs and match the kind of houses that are already common in a community. Good, sir. So, did we come across anything, sir? See, a reference to the fact that a solution is particularly cost effective. Yes. Cost effective means saving a lot of money, right? So, did we read anything about cost effectiveness in the paragraph? Yes or no, guys? I think yes, right? See, it is becoming necessary in places that didn't previously need it. It's much cheaper. You see this word cheaper. Cheaper means cost effective than permanently elevating houses. About a third of what it would cost to completely replace the building's foundations. Yes, sir. This sentence is talking about cost effectiveness and a solution. Look at these words cheaper, about a third of what it would cost, okay, to completely replace. This sentence is talking about a fact that a solution is particularly cost effective. Yes, sir. 16th one is exactly matching with D paragraph here. So my answer should be D. Okay. Good, sir. Good, 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 good. Right. Okay. Let us move to the next paragraph, sir. That is E. Okay. Now, Bangladesh is especially vulnerable to climate change. Most of the country is less than a meter above sea level, and 80% of its land lies on floodplains. Okay. Almost 35 million people live on the coastal belt of Bangladesh, are currently affected by soil and water salinity, says Raisa Chowdhury of the International Development Organization, ICU Corporation. Okay, rather than fighting against it, one project is helping communities adapt to salt affected soils. The ICU Corporation has been working with 10,000 farmers in Bangladesh to start cultivating naturally salt tolerant crops in the region. Certain varieties of carrot, potato, kohlrabi, cabbage, and beetroot have been found to be better suited to salty soil than the rice and wheat that is typically grown here. Okay. Now, Chowdhury says that results are very visible comparing a barren plot of land to the beautiful lush green vegetable garden sitting beside it, in which he and his team have been working with the farmers. Since the project began, farmers trained in saline agriculture have reported increases of 2 to 3 more harvests per year. Okay, fine. So yes, what is the thing left here, guys? Only we have left with one option. A mention of a technology used to local areas to locate areas most in need of intervention. Okay. Now, in this paragraph, did she talk about any technology that is used to locate the areas? Yes or no, guys? I think no, because I did not read about any particular technology that is helping to locate the areas here. Okay. She spoke about Bangladesh and about different crops. You see this? Water salinity, all these things. That is completely different. Okay. Now, let us read F paragraph here. Okay. Now, Greg Spots from Los Angeles in the USA is Chief Sustainability Officer of the city's Street Services Department. He leads the Cool Streets LA program, a series of pilot projects which include the planting of trees and the installation of cool pavement system designed to help reach the city's goal of bringing down its average temperature by 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay, urban cooling is literally a matter of life and death for our future in LA, says Spots. Okay, using a geographic information system data mapping tool, the program identified streets with low tree canopy cover in three of the city's neighborhoods and covered them with a light gray, light reflecting coating, which had already been shown to lower road surface temperature in Los Angeles by 6 degrees centigrade. Now, Spots says one of these streets in the Winnetka neighborhood of San Fernando Valley can now be seen as a pale crescent, the only cool spot on an otherwise red thermal image from the International Space Station. Okay, sir. Good. Now, again, same question. Did we read about any technology here, sir? Yes or no? So here he spoke about what? About planting trees and installation of cool payment system. Okay, one. And also he spoke about this one using a geographic information system data mapping tool. Yes, sir. This is the technology he's talking about. The program identified streets with a low tree canopy cover in three of the city's neighborhoods and covered them with a light gray coating. Okay. So, which had already been shown to the lower road surface temperature by 6 degrees centigrade. Yes, sir. So, mention of a technology to locate areas most in the need of intervention. Yes, sir. Technology is this geographic information system, and locating areas means neighborhoods. Cities, neighborhood, nothing but the area. Okay. So, yes, sir. 17th one is exactly matching with F here. So, my answer would be F. Okay. Done. Good. Right, sir. Let's move to the next set of question that is fill in the blanks. Okay. Now, what is the first question? The stormwater management program in Miami Beach has involved the installation of efficient dash. Right. He's talking about Miami Beach. Now we have read about that in the B paragraph. So let's go here directly. Now he's talking about installation of something. This is the keyword, sir. Installation of efficient what? Right. Where is this? Now let us read from here, okay? The elevation work was carried out as part of Miami Beach's ambitious but much needed stormwater management program. In addition to the road adaptations, the city has set up new pumps that can remove up to 75,000 liters of water per minute. Okay, great, sir. So the city has set up means installation, sir, of new pumps that can remove, yes. Efficient means, yes, if only efficient pumps can remove 75,000 liters of water per minute, sir. This is very huge number. Okay. So what is the answer? The stormwater management program in Miami Beach has involved the installation of efficient pumps. Okay. We have to write only one word, sir. So yes, my answer would be pumps. Okay. Good. Right. Next one, sir. The construction of Dash was the first stage of a project to ensure the success of mangroves in Indonesia. Okay, now he's talking about Indonesia and mangroves, which we read in the paragraph C, right? Here it is, Java, Indonesia. Now, what is that? He's talking about construction of something, right? Construction of something was the first stage of a project to ensure the success of mangroves in Indonesia. Okay, they want to make sure that mangroves is a success. Okay, let us read about that here. From here, okay. But Susan Toll of the not-for-profit organization Wetlands International says that while hugely popular, the majority of mangrove planting projects fail. So Wetland International started out with a different approach, building semi-permeable dams made from bamboo poles and brushwood to mimic the role of mangrove roots and create favorable conditions for mangroves to grow back naturally. Good, sir. So building means what, sir? Building means construction. Okay, these two are keywords. What they are building? Dams, semi-permeable dams. So dam should be the answer. Okay, and also it should make it's a success. So the program has seen moderate success, mainly in areas with the less subsidence. So to ensure the success of mangroves in Indonesia, right, sir? Okay, so construction of what? It is dams. Okay, right, sir, which is very good. Yes, done. Now, as a response to rising floodwaters in Mekong Delta, a not-for-profit organization has been building houses that can dash. Okay, again he came to the Mekong Delta, which is paragraph D. We have to read this one. Now, before that, what are the keywords? As a response to rising floodwaters in the delta, a not-for-profit organization has been building houses that can. So he's talking about the property of houses here. What can the houses do? Now, as the floodwaters rose in the rice fields of Mekong Delta in September 2018, four small houses rose with them. Homes in this part of Vietnam are traditionally built on slits, but these ones had been built to float. Okay, it's a great one. So, what are the buildings doing, sir? Houses are floating here. That's what he means. But these ones had been built to float. So, non-profit organization has building houses that can float. Yes, houses are floating, sir. There. That's the answer. Okay, good. Very good. Next one. Rising sea levels in Bangladesh have made it necessary to introduce various dash that are suitable for area of high salt content. Okay, again, we spoke about Bangladesh in the E paragraph, sir. Okay, so let us read this one. Okay. Uh, Okay, we'll read from here. Okay, almost 35 million people living on the coastal belt of Bangladesh are currently affected by soil and water salinity. Means the content of salt is very much high in the soil and water. Oh, okay, sir. Almost 35 million people living on the coastal belt of Bangladesh are currently affected by soil and water salinity, says Raisa Chaudhary of the International Development Organization, ICU, cooperation. Okay. Rather than fighting against it, one project is helping communities adapt to salt affected soils. ICU has been working with 10,000 farmers in Bangladesh to start cultivating naturally salt tolerant crops in the region. Okay, crops. He's talking about crops. What are these? Certain varieties of carrot, potato, korabi, cabbage, and beetroot. All these are crops. So, rising sea levels in Bangladesh have made it necessary to introduce various crops that are suitable for areas of high salt content. So, yes, sir, crops is the right answer. Okay, fine. Right, sir. Next question. A project in LA has increased the number of dash on the city's streets. Now, LA project we spoke in the last paragraph. obviously. So we'll talk about this only. So Greg Spots from LA in USA is Chief Sustainability Officer of the City Street Services Department. He leads the Cool Streets LA program, a series of pilot projects which include the planting of trees and installation of cool payment system designed to help reach the city's goal of bringing down its average temperature by 1.5 degrees centigrade. Okay. Now what? A project in LA has increased the number of dash on the city's streets, sir? Answer is here. See, okay. Chief Sustainability Officer of Cities Street Services Department. He leads this program. Okay, which include planting of trees and installation of cool payment systems. Yes, sir. Planting of trees means it has increased the number of trees. Obviously. So this one is trees. Okay, let us move to the next section here, guys. Right. Now, what is the last section? It is the list of people. Okay. Now, here we have to match the list of people who said what. Okay. All these people, they said something in the paragraph. So we have to identify who said what. Okay. This should be easy because we have read the whole paragraph already. Okay. And we have to remember who said what. This is very important, guys. Okay. Now let us read. It is essential to adopt strategies which involve and help residents of the region. Okay. Now, who spoke about it is essential to adapt strategies which involve and help the residents of a region. Okay, as far as I remember, let me go there. I think I read it very early in the starting paragraphs, like second or third paragraphs only I have read this one. Adopting strategies which involve and help the residents. Okay. Okay, I remember this because see guys, see one thing is you have to remember what you are reading, okay? Who said what, in which paragraph is this particular guy and what he said. This you have to remember when you are reading. Otherwise, again, it will be difficult for you to track this, you know? Understood? Yes. So as far as I remember, I have read it in the C paragraph. You see this? Unfortunately, traditional infrastructure is often single solution focused, says Tall. For long-term success, it's critical that we transition towards multifunctional approaches that embed natural processes and that engage and benefit communities and local decision makers. Okay. Wow, look at this one. Now, what do you mean by this thing, sir? It's critical that we transition towards multifunctional approaches that embed the natural processes and that engage and benefit communities. See, engage means involve, benefit means help, communities means the residents of the region. See, every word it is paraphrased. All these are synonyms: engage, involve, help, benefit. All these are synonyms. You have to identify the synonyms. That's it. So it is essential to adopt strategies which involve and help the residents. Who said this? Mr. Tall. Tall means Susanna. Tall is B. Yes, so B should be my answer. Okay. This is B, sir. Okay. Next one. Interventions which reduce heat are absolutely vital for survival in this location. Okay. We have just read it, sir. Just read it. Do you know? Because I remember everything. It is up to you how much do you remember. Yes, I read it in the last paragraph. Whenever you see interventions and reducing the heat, it should strike you that is talking about the Los Angeles. You know. So reducing heat means designed to help reach the city's goal of bringing down its temperature by 1.5 degrees centigrade. Means bringing down the temperature means reducing the heat are absolutely vital for survival in this location. This location means Los Angeles. He's talking about. Who said this? Greg Spots, obviously, right? And also here which already been shown to the lower road surface temperature is by 6 degrees. Okay. So reducing the heat by installing more trees. That's what Greg told us, right? So Greg's parts is the answer. This should be E. Okay. The only trick is, guys, you have to remember what you are reading. Okay. Now, more work will need to be done in future decades to deal with the impact of rising water levels. Wow, guys, wonderful. So, yes, where did we read this? So, as far as I remember, okay, I think I read it in the B paragraph because whenever I see this future decades, I read about this year, 20, 30, 40 years. This should strike you immediately. Okay. Now, what is this? We know that in 20, 30, 40 years, we'll need to get back in there and adjust to the changing environment. Means more work needs to be done in the future decades to deal with the impact of rising water levels. Yes, sir. Exactly. That's what it means. The last sentence of this and this statement, they are the same. Who said this? Yanira Pineda. So, yes, A should be the right answer. Okay. Yes, sir. So this is A. Good. Well done. And let's go to the last one. The number of locations requiring action to adapt to flooding has grown in recent years. Okay, he's talking about recent years. Now, as far as I remember, I think I have read it in the D paragraph. He's talking about number of locations requiring action to adapt to flooding has grown in the recent years. Yes, sir. Because flooding we have spoke here only in the D paragraph most of the time. Okay, see, as the flood waters rose in the rice fields of Mekong Delta. Okay, so four small houses they were built to float. That is fine. Let us read from here. So when I started this, climate change was not on tip of everybody's tongue, but this technology is becoming necessary in places that didn't previously need it. Okay, necessary in places that did not previously need it. It means number of locations required action to adapt to flooding has grown in the recent years. Yes, sir. He's talking about recent years. So before it was not that much in demand, but recently demand has increased. It's much cheaper than permanently elevating houses, about a third of what it would cost completely to replacing the foundations. It also avoids the problem of taller houses being at a risk from wind damage. Another plus comes from the fact that amphibious structure can be sensitively adapted to meet the cultural needs and match the kind of houses that are already common in a community. Yes, sir. So on this one sentence is the answer, sir. Okay. But this technology is becoming necessary in places that didn't previously need it. So previously it was not needed in some places, but now it is in demand. It is increasing. So the number of locations requiring action to adapt to flooding has grown in recent years. Yes, sir, it has grown. So who said this? Elizabeth English. So where is she? It is C, right? So yes, C should be the right answer. Okay. Yes, guys, I think we are done with the passage. So if you like my explanation, please like, share and subscribe my videos. My videos are really helpful for guys who want to crack the IELTS test. And I need more and more subscribers to make more and more videos, guys. So please help me out on that. So yeah, let us meet in some another video. Till then, goodbye. Have a good day.